I know. It's just been, there's not been much joy sparked at my work lately.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is
Yeah.
it because are you having to manage transitions? I forget.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
That's the worst.
Yeah. And particularly in such a large organization. I've just never worked for this large an organization, and it's like a matrix within a matrix. So everything's set up in projects. It's also very corporate. Our newish, senior management is very corporate. So I was talking to somebody. I mean, then it's a lot of the usual stuff of like everybody has a meeting, a million meetings before the actual meeting to like influence things. And then you're waiting for the meeting notes to see what actually happened. And then you're having more meetings to, it's just like, I just find it kind of ridiculous and exhausting. But the person who's leading one of the projects told me today that her formal training was in delayering. And I was like, what the fuck is delayering?
That sounds like something you do to your hair, but whatever.
I was like, wait, you can get like technical training in that? What is that? And it's a corporate word for people who come in and downsize, who like look for efficiencies in
Delayering. Oh my God.
It's a technical term. I Googled it. It's
why don't you call it downsizing if that's what they're actually doing?
Because they're delayering, they're taking out layers in the management. And then I was like, and I've been working with this person for like more than a year. And I was like, wait, I'm just finding out this about you now. I was like, well, I'm trained as an anthropologist. So I think we like come at things slightly differently.
Oh, there it is.
Anyway,
delayering. The process of removing layers of hierarchy.
Yep.
Between the highest and lowest levels in order to boost operational efficiency, decrease the wage bill, and remove red tape.
What's the term called?
Delayering.
Delayering. There you go.
Look in the chat. Yeah. Nice. Use that next time you play Scrabble.
Jargon. Yeah.
And anyway. So Astrid was asking why I look so harried, and just the usual. I don't know.
So does it mean job losses?
Oh yeah. That's really what it means. Yeah. So I've been more or less leading a process in my division to shrink our technical team from around, well, it started out as 135 to 90 people, so 45 jobs, but over a certain number of years. And then in the first year, we went up from 135 to 142.
So that went well.
Well, and then our CEO, who is a proponent of delayering, said, okay, guys, not only do you not have 5 years, now you have 2 years. And I want it to go not down to 95. I want it to go down to 85. So, I mean, we got that.
Random. Was that because of budget? Was that like a?
Oh no, yeah, like the delayering person had, of course, done all this like financial analysis, right?
Right.
So I get hit with that in September. And so there's been all this angst about that. And, we have, I don't know, we're actually doing our head count right now. So how many positions we've actually cut, mostly through attrition, but some of them have actually been eliminated. And then we got thrown a curveball just a couple weeks ago. Oh, we've been thinking about it more, not only downsize, but now move everybody to a centralized line management. So Rosalind, you've worked with Save the Children to know what that means. Like UK people and US people would both be reporting into the same management. And that's why for delayering, so there would be fewer managers.
So where are those managers going to get cut from?
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, me, cut me. I'll take the cut.
In fact, I will pay you to let me go because
yeah, exactly.
Because worth of brain damage I'm incurring. Oh my God.
But like the angst, the amount of, I'm so glad that I've learned the term emotional labor from my millennial activist friends, because that is what I'm doing all the time. So you're just exhausted at the end of the day. You just don't have anything because it's just, so we were actually, they brought in some resilience trainers last week because of course, like the change management people are all saying, well, you just need some resilience skills. And I swear
how many change management people do they ever have? It's always changing. I mean,
I think we now have 9 change managers.
Okay, we definitely need to
Like
delayer the change manager.
Exactly, whose full-time jobs are change managers.
Oh,
if they weren't there, you wouldn't need resilience training.
Well, one, my workload would decrease because they wouldn't be making me do like, oh, you have to do another town hall and then we have to prep for the town hall and we have to, like all that stuff. But so they organized this resilience training for us. And it reminded me of being in like therapy sessions with Messiah, my daughter, because it's all about like mindfulness, distress tolerance, like all of those DBT skills that I learned as a parent. Now I'm learning those as a manager. I'm like, my staff are not my children.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, we're not meditating together at the end of the day. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, and we have to like pick an inspirational picture and a quote, and I was just like, oh God.
Yeah.
Cool.
It sounds just incredibly painful.
Off and leave us alone.
Yeah, well, and also like I work in international development to actually hopefully deliver some results for poor people living in impoverished countries.
Yeah. It's not actually deliver change for your staff. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and that's what my staff are. I mean, in general, if you're in a technical position in a development organization, hopefully, you can take care of your own mental health. If the fucking agency wouldn't stop like giving you whiplash, but anyway.
Oh my God, how incredibly painful, Laura. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Let's just go.
Yeah.
We started off this call when it was just Laura and I, by her saying, there's not much that sparks joy in my job.
In my day-to-day life.
Wow.
Yeah.
But kudos for answering the question, how are you doing? Honestly.
Yeah. Fine.
God.
Wow.
Well, it's good. I mean, it's especially good to just be able to close down at 5 o'clock and try to not.
Well, and now that it's actually your 5 o'clock, you can feel free to just start drinking again on these calls,
Yeah.
The rest of us still have to hide our day drinking, except for Roz, who's already well ahead of.
Yeah. I can do my nighttime drinking.
Yeah, so I'm going right after this. It's been a very rainy week here in DC, and I've been staying in I think they call them a French basement. Is that what they call it when you have like a window at ground level? No, an English basement. Is it called an English basement or a French basement?
Well, we don't call it that here, but that would be silly.
You don't have English basements in England?
No, we just call them basements.
No, but a basement is completely underground, whereas
it's a daylight basement. Isn't that what's called
an
a
English basement? Yeah, the ground is like
in England. I think it's called a daylight basement or something like that. Those basements that you take the external steps.
You take the stairs down, and then there's like one little window at the top of the wall that's above the ground.
Yeah.
Okay. What did you call it, Astrid? What?
It's called a daylight basement.
A daylight basement. Okay. I mean,
Anyway, so I'm in one of these daylight basements in a rainy week. So there's really no daylight because it's gray out. But finally the sun came out, and I've just been keeping the whole door of the place open during the day. But I get to go pick up my keys. Today's the first day of my lease.
Wow.
So,
oh my God.
Yeah, right after this.
What about your where's your stuff then? Because you were saying you got to take it out.
It's in a storage unit. Yeah.
Right.
So that'll happen on Saturday.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
Saturday. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So you're not going to be without stuff for long.
No, I've just been, I mean, I put stuff in storage in November and I haven't seen it since then.
Yeah. But is there some furniture in the new place?
No, zero.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. So I need to move my furniture in, which I'm actually excited about because I don't
Yeah.
know, the more when I was looking at like group houses thinking, oh, I move into somebody else's furniture. I don't know. I kind of miss like I
Yeah.
don't
Your
know,
own stuff. Yeah.
my
yeah.
own stuff, my artwork. So I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to that.
Yeah.
Are you
Exactly.
moving it in, or are you doing it all yourself?
Oh no, I have movers coming.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love movers. I love the whole concept of movers.
Well, I didn't realize this because we've moved so much as well and internationally that and when we were moving our stuff both times, all the time, you pay extra to get the guys to unpack. And I'm like, well, of course you're going to get them to unpack. How would you not get them to unpack? And then, so they were unpacking here in this house from the place we were renting in Oxford. And the guys were like, oh, you're the first woman we've ever had to unpack. I said, what are you talking about? What normally happens? They said, oh, most women, they don't trust anybody unpacking themselves. So I said, so what? You just leave the boxes here? They go, yeah, we leave the boxes here. I mean, not furniture, but like all your stuff. And I said, that would take me years to unpack. And they were like, so? And I thought, am I really weird? Surely people get people to unpack, right? Or is that not a thing?
I mean, we've had it done.
I'm gonna unpack. You mean like the boxes of stuff? I'm gonna
Yeah.
unpack myself. Actually, I packed all of my boxes myself, and I will unpack them all myself.
Yeah.
So I was
just-
actually thinking, I'm not
Mm.
sure because have a basement, first floor, second floor. Like when stuff's coming in, because they move so fast, they like bring shit in so fast. Like, how do you be like basement upstairs?
Every box.
Yeah.
My mother would mark every box really detailed. I mean, she would write exactly what was in the box. And then of course they had stickers that went on them that had numbers.
Yeah.
But she would, and she would only, anything that she had marked as being really fragile, she would unpack herself. Everything else, she didn't have any problem, like with the kitchen being unpacked, with stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I remember her standing there with a clipboard that had numbers and shit written on it.
Yeah.
It's pretty organized, frankly.
Yeah. I'm pretty organized for where the stuff goes, and that's why I just so I was like, okay, unwrap all that crockery and put it in that cupboard there.
Exactly.
And it means that by the end of the day, if it's like 4 or 5 men, I mean, and us, obviously, then they can go and they can take all the boxes with them, and you kind of in your home. I mean, you're in obviously there's lots to be done, but I couldn't just do all that on my own day after day after day. It would go on forever. Or maybe I just have more shit than everybody else. I don't know. Anyway.
Oh my
Well, I
God.
definitely want them to like assemble and place all the furniture, but
Yeah.
I was thinking, I guess I was almost that numbering and clipboard thing. Maybe I should just get stickers because I do have stuff on the boxes, like what's in there. But like green goes to the top floor, red stays here, yellow goes downstairs, something like that, so that it's
She had it written down like what bedroom it goes in, what room it's going to go in.
My stuff is not that organized going into the storage unit is the problem.
Yeah. When
It's
you just decided to throw it all in there and just shut the door.
Yeah, basically. I mean, because I wasn't sure what I'd be moving into, right? So anyway, we'll see. It's not as big a job as Astrid has ahead of her. I can take some solace in that.
Yeah. Oh, gosh.
I
So
think
what
we
are
may
your
have
dates? What are your dates, Astrid?
I arrive in Germany on May 5th and I'm leaving May 27th.
Okay, so quite a while.
My mom doesn't know I'm coming yet. We have and I am not telling her based on today's conversation. I think we have reached peak delusion.
Oh shoot, that's hard.
Yeah. She honestly thinks she's going to walk out of rehab and move back into her 3rd floor apartment that is full of shit and possibly a hazard to her health.
Wow.
So,
Gosh.
but she's going to get transferred into the rehab facility early next week, and then I'll be on the phone with them, basically telling them what I know and think about my mother, and work with them to manage to a different outcome.
Hmm.
It's just insane. Yeah.
I'm glad that support, through the hospital, the social workers or whatever their title is.
No, they'll be supportive. The doctors will be supportive. And it turns out I learned today that she's been talking to an oncology psychologist, like a cancer psychologist. And I'm going to try and track that person down to get a read, because you have to appreciate she has late stage non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. And so the treatment options, are limited, and it's not curable at this stage, right? It's they can extend her life, but that's it, right? And so she's getting chemo for it, which to my surprise is not going to be tablets, but actually infusions.
Mm-hmm.
So that sets her on a whole different, like on a certain treatment track. And what she heard, like the big doctor came and briefed her on this. And what she heard is like she can, if it doesn't agree with her, she can stop at any time.
Mm-hmm.
By which they mean basically you can choose to die sooner,
Right.
right? What
Right.
she hears is, I am in control of my treatment,
Right. Right.
and if I don't like it, what makes me nauseous or whatever, then I will stop. And I'm
Yeah.
going, I don't think I don't understand. I don't believe she has come to terms with the severity of her situation.
Yeah. Yeah.
What
And
age is she?
she's 82. And when prompted, right, like she will say, so my plan is in rehab in these 4 weeks, I will be mobile again. I will be able to get up and down my stairs with breaks, but I will get up and down my stairs. And then all we need is somebody who comes into my house and helps me sort through my stuff, because I've come to the conclusion that I need to be the one sorting through all of my stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's not.
Before I can
Yeah.
move. I want to move, but before I do, I have to be the one who goes through my stuff.
Yeah.
So I've been quizzing her surreptitiously. I said, so tell me, what's the deal with these piles of newspapers? Do you actually intend to read them? Or is it because there are things that might be like stuck in them that are important? She goes, oh no, there are definitely things that are stuck in them, like notes where I've taken important notes. I'm like, okay. So of course I'm filing this away under like, okay, I guess I'm going to be sitting there shaking out every fucking newspaper.
Yeah. Wow.
And then it turns out there's like a certain journal on whatever, natural health and healing, that she actually likes to organize into nice binders to have as a reference. I'm like, okay, I can work with that. So I've been teasing out these little hints as to what her intentions are.
Yeah.
But basically I'm gonna be in there for 2 weeks cleaning up her stuff, and then she's gonna have a ginormous conniption fit.
Yeah.
Assuming she even actually physically is able to go back, which I highly doubt. Like my thesis is that over the 4 weeks in rehab, it would
Right.
become apparent even to her that she cannot actually return.
Yeah. Then you're going to have some big decisions about what to actually spend the effort moving so that she can look through and decide. But you are certainly being very kind and caring as you talk to her in this.
I hung up with her, and then I called my aunt. I said, I just have to vent.
I know. I've used up my kindness quota. Let me just curse for a while.
I'm not gonna let on that I've bought my ticket and I'm coming.
Yeah.
Because I don't actually want to distract her from her healing journey. I mean, she is really, she derives energy from like these decisions she's making and being proactive. And
I was going to say, she needs to come to her own awakening, hopefully, close to it by the time you get there, of the things right now she's learning, right? So
let's hope so.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's honestly, it's peak delusion.
Oh.
So yeah.
Well, I hope the weather's going to be really beautiful, and there's maybe that. get
That's gonna
outside.
be great. I ordered my coveralls. I've ordered a couple of different ones to try on. They're gonna arrive this weekend. I ordered some kick-ass masks. So thank you all for crowdsourcing my list of must-have essentials that I'm going to bring from here. Because, you know, beer, I know I can buy in Germany.
Right.
But, you know, big and tall coveralls is something I may want to buy here. So yeah.
I would think those would be the only kinds you can get in Germany, or big and tall coveralls. At least most of the Germans I know.
Husky or us.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah. Any and all ideas for, you know, elder care under, under extreme circumstances, always welcome.
Rosalind, we were talking about yesterday that some countries, like Astrid going to Germany, she got expedited out of quarantine because of her mom's health condition. Have you heard anything like that?
Well, yeah, I think it's complicated in that you have to prove. I don't really know, because it's very difficult at the moment for EU nationals in the UK anyway. So the British government is saying that if you are leaving the country unnecessarily, you can be fined up to £5,000. So people are going, I think, but it's still complicated in terms of getting back, because people don't want to quarantine in these hotels. But I think for most people, if they're able to evidence it, then they can get back and just quarantine at home.
Yeah.
But some countries are blacklisted, so they're just like, but I think most of Europe is fine for leaving the country.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not like you have to arrive at the airport. Even if you've been vaccinated, you have to arrive at the airport with a negative test that's been done in the last 24 hours. You can't get it done on the NHS, obviously. So you've got to go privately, but I don't think they'll allow the lateral flow. I think it's the other one, and they're charging £150 or something for them.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just a massive ripoff. Yeah. So especially like for going back to Ireland. So what people are doing, of course, and true Irish style, they're flying to Belfast and then driving down, because there's no border.
Right.
But I presume that they will be stopped. There are actual police stops on the road at the moment, so people have to have proof of vaccination. And
really, what police stops?
Yeah. Well, there's been police stops all over the Republic during lockdowns anyway, because the Republic's been in a lockdown of 5 kilometers, a 3-mile radius of your home, and the police are out.
And
like
you could be
stopping
stopped and fined, right?
Yeah. So and certainly there's always a lot of, there's a lot of activity on the roads between the north and the south for obvious historic reasons. Anyway, there's always a lot of police activity.
Right.
So because Northern Ireland had a huge spike at the same time that the rest of the UK did after Christmas, some people in the south have felt that it was the people from the north of Ireland that brought it over across the border. So I think there's quite a lot of police cooperation from the Northern Irish Police Force and the Republic Police Force. So yeah, so I think if you're traveling across the border, you need to have fairly good
documentation and letter of the law kind of thing. Oh goodness.
So it's all very, so I think yes, but I do know, I have a friend going back to Ireland. His mother has Alzheimer's, and she couldn't go back since before Christmas. There was absolutely just no way. So now she's going back in the next week or two, and she's got to get one of these tests. And then she couldn't find out where she could get the test done. So now she's deciding to fly to Belfast. So I guess,
it's a little weird. Like Yeah, I have to find one that I can take within 48 hours of arriving in Germany, and it's a bit of a needle in a haystack kind of phenomenon. I'm
Mm,
trying to find
mm.
these tests that are accepted by the Germans. You don't need the PCR. It can be an antigen test, but then there's like 280 different flavors of antigen tests.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, it's difficult. And I mean, a lot of people here haven't gone home to Europe haven't been able to get home for funerals, you know. So um that's been,
Yeah.
yeah, but hopefully it'll change
Well,
soon.
okay, well, let's do our meditation so I can go get my keys.
Yeah.